Talk Nation, Talk Nation. Let's dive right into it like it's the deep end. If a fighter is telling another fighter, I guess, tendencies of another fighter, that's not necessarily a rat. You know what I'm saying? Inside trading, inside information, possibly. But a rat, nah. And I've been in the hood all my life, and that ain't it. But hype for the fight. Devin the Dream Haney. It's one thing I like about Dev, man. He doesn't seem rattled because his pop is not there. Although, shout out to Bob Arum. A lot of people don't know Bob is also an attorney. Like, they still trying to get Bill Haney into the country for the fight. But if he is not able to get into the country, I believe that Devin Haney can still be successful with the corner and the knowledge that he has. Now, coming into this fight, George Kambosos is doing his job. He's talking. He's selling the fight. Haney is calling him an actor. Now, is he an A-list celebrity, B-list celebrity? Who knows? But George Kambosos, as a fighter, especially a fighter this magnitude, he's selling a fight. So calling Devin Haney a rat and all that's just fuel for the fight. You did what I'm saying. He seemed focused on the fight. He knows and understands what he wants to do. Shout out to Bob Arum. He brought some introspection to the situation. Now, as far as the Australian government and all that, like apparently, like if you had a record, I mean, you can't come into the country. He said the same thing happened to Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson wasn't able to come over there. I didn't know that. You know what I mean? So shout out to Bob Arum for that. But that's also, I mean, that rule needs to be changed, man. You know how many tourists have records or whatever like that will love to visit the country? You know what I mean? Like, financially, you are hurting your country, especially as far as tourism, just with that one law alone. So they need to overturn that quickly, because the revenue that country, Australia, and Victorian government or whatever is losing out on because of that law is foolish. You know what I'm saying? So they need to overturn that law ASAP. And I hope they can come to some type of agreement, because it's not like Bill Haney has done something, especially a fight of this magnitude, when he's kept his nose clean all these years. You know what I mean? And Devin Haney is one of the reasons, you know what I mean? He brought and raised his son up properly. Look at the stage, look at the level that he is on right now. Bill Haney, he's responsible for that. So as a government, you know what I mean? Like, how can't you recognize and respect that game? You know what I mean? This isn't random. This is not only a father trying to be with his son, he's also a trainer. You know what I mean? So they need to separate that, and like I said, overturn that law. But George Kambosos, we seen him doing a workout. You could tell George Kambosos has rounds in with Manny Pacquiao, because that's exactly how he tried to look. He literally mimicked what Manny Pacquiao was doing, you know what I mean, doing pressers and media workouts, opposed from him not being a southpaw. The hand speed, the foot movement, going around, turning, using different angles. That's cool for the cameras, but in the fight, can he do that? Because he didn't do that with Teofimo Lopez. Now, George Kambosos said he wasn't in his prime when he fought Teofimo Lopez. You listen to Rolando Romero, who just got knocked out by Tank Davis, talking about Teofimo literally fought that fight with one arm. Now, if Teofimo fought Kambosos with one arm, Kambosos should have looked better. He did look good. He did upset Teofimo. But if he, quote unquote, was not in his prime for that fight, because keep in mind, when George Kambosos said I wasn't in my prime for the Teofimo Lopez fight, dude, that was one fight ago. That wasn't 2 years ago. That was one fight ago. So how can you go from that fight to your next fight, and now all of a sudden you're in your prime? You can definitely be in better shape. You can definitely come into the fight with more knowledge, work on some things, because this is a new fighter, a different skill set. So for him to say he wasn't in his prime, now he's in his prime, that's what Devin Haney is talking about. You acting, you reaching, you talking. But there again, you're selling the fight. You're doing what you're supposed to do. But logically, for me, that just don't make no sense. I don't understand, how can you go from one fight, literally one fight, to your next fight? Now all of a sudden, you're in your prime and you're the best fighter that you have ever been. Okay, We shall see. For that reason alone, I want to see how George Kambosos is going to perform because he does have great hand speed. He may not have Tank Davis power, but we seen he did sit Teofimo down. Was a flash knockdown. Teofimo, he got right back up. Now, can he do the same thing to Devin Haney? We shall see. Devin Haney is a superb boxer, quote Bob Arum. Now, his angles, his speed, his distance, his timing, he's going to have to utilize these things, and also his footwork, because George Kambosos' feet is quicker than Devin Haney. So Devin Haney is going to have to utilize his range, his distance, and he's going to have to cut the ring off, you know what I mean, and use his angles with George Kambosos, because just looking at stylistically, that's what George Kambosos is going to want to do. He's going to want to come into this fight, use his foot speed and his hand speed, turn Devin Haney, use his angles, and try to blind him with blistering speed. Try to catch him with a shot when Devin Haney gets open. Now, will Devin Haney be open to such a shot? We shall see. We don't know what his game plan is, but Devin Haney is a great boxer.